Untreated heartburn or acid reflux can lead to cancer, which is pretty crazy. If you want a way to force your body to permanently stop acid reflux and heartburn in 48 hours, click the link in the description below. For now, let's get to today's question.
The question, what causes heartburn? How can you treat it? Niced out, to make you understand everything I explained about the heartburn. To know more details, type in Google as Health is App 99. Causes of heartburn. Eating too much, too fast, and certain types of medications are some of the most common causes of this ailment. Christmas has already arrived, and with it food and drink are found almost everywhere. With banquets so often, we can suffer from heartburn and spoil the day. And what is? It is a burning sensation that begins in the stomach and goes up the esophagus to the throat while doing digestion. It occurs when gastric acids in the stomach that break down food release acid gases through the sphincter, a valve that separates the esophagus from the stomach. There are times when that valve does not close completely, or also because there is some kind of pressure on the stomach that makes the gases go up more easily through the esophagus while we are doing the digestion. For example, pipe close. Therefore, the gases coming from the decomposition of food, by the action of acids, rise up reaching the throat. The result is pain in the chest and esophagus that expands to the throat. We also have the feeling that it turns the food into our mouths. If we lie down, this feeling will increase. Everyone has ever suffered. It is normal to occur occasionally when we eat or drink too much, or when we take some kind of food that for reasons that we feel bad. However, there are also people who suffer frequently, becoming a serious problem. Why do we suffer from acidity? Most frequent causes. There are many reasons. The most frequent are gastritis. People with gastritis suffer an irritation of the stomach mucosa, or by the gastroesophageal reflux disorder, where the acids abnormally reflow continuously. Eat fast and quickly. If we eat a lot, we will be filling our stomach excessively, and there will come a time in the sphincter that separates esophagus and stomach will not be able to completely close. The result is that the gases will rise more easily. In addition to more food, more acids will generate your stomach to facilitate digestion. If you suffer from heartburn, you usually try to eat less food. You can start with half of the plate, and as you see that you are tolerating that amount, increase gradually. On the other hand, if we eat quickly, the same thing will happen to us. Our brain does not have time to interpret the signs that we are satisfied, and we tend to eat more, so it will happen to us as in the previous case. It takes at least 20 minutes in being aware that we are full, so we have to eat slowly. Certain types of food. Some foods tend to irritate the stomach and facilitate acidity. For example, too spicy or very fatty foods, coffee, tea, soft drinks, sweets, or some citrus fruits. Greasy foods or some drinks like tea can cause heartburn. Obese or pregnant people. In obese people, it is because the stomach walls are pressed and the gases rise easily. In pregnant women, the reason is double. The first is due to the pressure of the uterus on the stomach, and the second is due to the hormonal changes that produce a relaxation of the valve. Unhealthy habits. Smoking and drinking alcohol make it easier for the sphincter to relax and the gases to pass through the esophagus, so it is easier for these people to suffer it. Some medications. There are drugs that produce acidity in the long term, such as anxiolytics for anxiety, benzodiazepines against insomnia, dopamine for the treatment of Parkinson's, or beta blockers for blood pressure. Relieve stomach acidity. Infusion of chamomile or mint pennyroyal. In order to facilitate digestion, we can take an infusion to help us stabilize the pH of the stomach. If you are in a restaurant, instead of coffee, choose one of these two infusions. If you are at home, leave a saucepan with water and a teaspoon of these herbs, or directly include a small tea bag. Other options are tea with anise and an infusion of ginger. If you cannot drink an infusion that relieves you, take a glass of water to drag the remains of the gases and juices back to the stomach. A glass of whole milk also usually works, even if the acidity is for a copious meal. Leave it as a last option. If you are at home, try drinking a spoonful of cider vinegar. This advice may seem strange. We tend to think that the pain will increase. However, if we drink an acid, we will be able to close the valve that joins the esophagus and stomach. It is because in contact with acidity the valve closes. The taste is not pleasant, but we assure you that in a few minutes the pain will disappear. You can take it diluted, but its effect will not be as powerful. Mix in half a glass of warm water, half a teaspoon of sodium bicarbonate, and another of lemon juice. The juice of lemon is necessary to decompose the gas that produces the bicarbonate by itself. In addition, it will stop the production of acid in the stomach. Mix in a glass of water. Bicarbonate with lemon juice is a home remedy against this ailment. There are antacids that are sold in a pharmacy in the form of sweets, to be sucked off little by little. It is advisable to take them when you begin to notice the first symptoms of pain. How to prevent stomach acidity. Eating habits. In the section on causes of heartburn and gave some advice on the important thing is to eat slowly and in small quantities, prefer to eat often but in modest amounts. In the same way, avoid foods that can irritate your stomach, coffee, tea, onion, spices, spicy, etc. If you usually have acidity problems at night, try to dine 3 hours before going to bed and sleep on the left side because liquids are accumulated in the larger part of the stomach, farther from the valve. Also wear loose pajamas that do not tighten your stomach. Another measure is to sleep reclining instead of lying directly, with being inclined 15 centimeters approximately will be enough, thus we will avoid the return of the gastric gases to the esophagus. It is not advisable to put a double pillow because sleeping can lose your posture and you will not get anything. It is more advisable to lift the mattress by the area of the head. Try to relax and take things more calmly. Another possible cause of heartburn is anxiety and tension, both physical and emotional. Finally, as a final advice, if you notice that the pain lasts most of the day and night and that happens to you at least twice a week, go to the doctor quickly, because you could be developing a disorder related to gastric acid that can trigger serious long-term consequences such as ulcers or cancer of the esophagus.